Welcome to Beach and Surf TV. My name's Clint Harris and we're here to talk about boards, fins and everything else you use to get your froth on in the surf. Today we're talking about the Pyzel Pinky, which is the board John used to win his first CT event in Rio. Let's get into it. So first thing to point out, this board is the first board that we're really starting to target in on the HP category or high performance category. It's the most successful model out of Pyzel for that category board. Pretty exciting model that they've been backing for a while, and it's something you're going to take from waist high to double overhead and at least a wave that's got some decent curve to really get all the advantages out of this board. So let's jump into the features that make this a high performance board and how we categorize it as a high performance board. Firstly, there's a fair bit of tail lift there, so that's going to allow the board to be a bit looser. It's fairly refined throughout. It doesn't have a lot of extra foam. It's got a little bit of extra nose rocket there, and this board's really designed with the thought that you're going to be going top to bottom and really working the whole wave. So once again, you're going to want a wave that allows you to do that has a bit of a curve into it and does have a decent face on it. Another feature about this board that makes it a solid HP board is they've really thought about the concave. So you've got a deep single concave running through this board, but then they create a slight double at the tail of the board to make sure that it's not sticking off the top and that it's got a little bit of a better release through the top of the wave so you can maintain your speed out of the finish of your turn. So looking at the nose of the rocker, we see that the single concave has started, allowing some water to get there. It just gives you a bit of earlier speed when you're on your front foot and when you're paddling in. And then through the guts of it here, we've got a deeper single concave that's finally going to flow into a slight double within a deeper single concave. And what that's doing is just giving you that slight bit ability to finish that turn easier. Whereas if you had a deep single concave there, you're going to have so much water at the tail of the board as you're trying to break through that finish in your turn that it's just going to stick a little bit. It's not going to be as loose, and it's going to allow you to now maintain a bit more speed through the finish and then look for your next maneuver in your next line in your wave. So one of the other things we really want to talk about when analyzing a high performance board is the rails. And I'm not actually talking about the top of the board, I'm talking about the bottom of the board where you've got an edge towards your rail, because it's something that's extremely important in a high performance model. So having a look up the board, when we're really analyzing the rail there and we're seeing that kind of shine that you might be able to see through the camera there on the actual edge of the rail there, you're going to notice that it's risen much higher than your summer boards, your all-rounder boards that tend to smoothen out the rail, which prevents you getting too heavy on the front foot and sticking, essentially. But what we're really looking for out of a high performance board is something that's going to bite a lot out of the bottom. So there's a lot of power to release through your top. And it's something that really guys respond well to when they have a high performance model, because they've got so much more energy to bite off on the rail when there's an actual edge. If you think about a smooth rail that's shaved back, when you're trying to launch out of that bottom turn, you've got kind of a blunt instrument in the sense that it's a smooth rail that's not dispersing water and breaking you out of that turn. When you've got a sharp edge, you're really biting out of the bottom of that turn, launching all that energy into the top of the wave to perform a more critical maneuver, which is something that I really wanted to point out about a high performance model when talking about this Pyzel Pinky. So with all that in mind, this board's a high performance model. It has all the features that really categorize that board. When you take into consideration that it's a fairly refined model, keep in mind the literage that you ideally want to work with. Myself, I like to try and aim towards 34 litres of foam, so this board might mean I've got to ride it in a 6.6 or even a 6.7. Carry that over. If you're not used to riding high performance models, I think it's worth just to really remind yourself of what literage works for you. And these sprays come pretty standard with the board these days. They look awesome. They're available to check out in store. Come in, talk about them. It's a great model, and hope to see you in there soon.